Something's moving at the entrance to the cave. More than one thing, actually. Oversized spiders. They're moving into the space, searching for something to feed upon, because they haven't noticed the poison yet. Zumo finds it comforting for a second that at least these oversized beasts have no more foresight than he does. Not that he'll gain anything from their illness. He stifles a sigh. The glorious work must continue. Zumo crouches low to the ground, both as a means of hiding himself and out of necessity. His body is growing so weak it's difficult to support the weight of his gear. Of himself, if he's being honest. Still, the work has to continue. If he dies here, even by this poison, he dies serving the cause, and in his death there would be some small measure of redemption. The spiders scramble all through the cave between him and freedom, releasing more and more of the poison into the air, making their collective plight worse by every second. He watches them scramble all over each other in a panic as the affliction takes hold and they don't understand it. So they're growing weaker, too, perhaps. Tired, sick. They don't seem to see him yet. If he can just muster one last burst of strength, he could maybe run clear of this place, drag himself back to Harab. Harab will know what to do. Zumo grits his teeth, pushes himself up to his feet, and starts to run. The spiders turn. They don't even need to see him. And the mouth of the cave seems so very far away. This is Pot Against the Machine.
Pot Against the Machine.
Welcome back to Pot Against the Machine, the only actual play podcast where it's safe to eat the apples. It's totally safe. I'm your host, and here's everybody.
I mean, what's safe? Like, we won't die, apparently. Probably.
All right, Peter's fine.
Yeah. Old Peter Appleseed.
He's alive.
Probably.
I mean, no one's rolled knowledge religion on him, so can you really say that?
Hi. We already said Happy New Year, right? So I can't say that again.
Say it again.
Saying it again. Happy New Year.
I was recording at least when you said it before.
2024.
Happy New Year.
We're doing it. We made it, team. Way to go. We're back on an even numbered year. And that's not stressful for any reason.
That's a quote Spiro Agnew. I didn't hear what you said. It kind of cut out real quick, and I was like,
I said Prospero Agnew.
Oh, Prospero Agnew. I thought I heard
that is what
Agnew.
Spiro Agnew used to say on New Year's.
Everyone's favorite disgraced vice president, Spiro Agnew.
I don't know. Maybe he had a little bit of wisdom for us in this time.
Well, for those of you spending 2024 as taking a shot of your preferred beverage anytime we make a Spiro Agnew mention, you're welcome. That's number one.
Toss one back.
Luckily, I think we've cornered the market on Spiro Agnew in Pathfinder actual plays.
The Spirits with Spiro drinking game is going to take off.
Let's see, what happened last week? You'd think I would know, but we recorded this a whole year ago, so that's a New Year's. Anyways, I was trying to buy myself time. So previously, the party finished fighting those wonderful trees. It went badly, and then it went well, and then one of the trees disappeared, never to be heard from again.
Yeah, probably.
After that, the party found a dead body that apparently the trees had been kind of preying on in their weird kind of alien eat-your-emotions sort of way. Did a little bit of healing, got some cool stuff, and then started checking out some of the valley on their way to the apparently normal farmer's place along the southern wall of the canyon. So eventually they found themselves there. They found a nice garden with some fruit trees, vegetable beds. Everything looked a little bit weird. And they found a really enthusiastic guy with like some twigs in his hair and a metal leg that he didn't acknowledge was real. And just a general sunny disposition. He was pretty friendly. He volunteered lots of information about butchers who unmade him and put him back together. Seems like normal stuff. And about how the land here was crying out for someone to help it, so that's why he was there, growing his vegetables. And, let's see, he also mentioned that the four-armed lady, who he doesn't trust, because on account of her liking machines, she lives in a machine cave to the north. And some other guy who smelled of the rifts came through recently looking for Technic League agents, which is kind of bearing the lead on the fact that a team from the Technic League had been through this valley months ago. Had apparently been rather rude to Peter, the aforementioned farmer, and had been intrigued by the idea of the butchers deeper in the valley who hold at least an annihilator robot that we've seen. And they went off to, check out the scene. As far as Peter knows, they never came back. So it's probably all cool deeper in the valley. That's where we are now. Still kind of in media res in the conversation.
You seem like a relatively helpful font of knowledge. Do you want to come with us? We won't let anything bad happen to you.
I think Peter is going to say, absolutely not. I have to stay here and tend to my plants. I will not be going out beyond here. This place needs me. This is where I go, and you shouldn't go beyond here. The butchers are out there, and like I said, they're not great.
So, you mentioned the Flayer with the... Is she also a butcher? Or is she different than a butcher?
She's not like them. She comes from... And he sort of does like the Cosmo Kramer, like hand out into the air, like wiggling his fingers. And goes, she's from the shadows beyond. She's a minion of pain and darkness, but she works for them. She works for them as a mercenary or a friend. But she's alone of all of them, not from the Dark Tapestry, but her capacity for cruelty might be even greater than theirs.
Would that kind of weird bit of description remind us of...
Are you trying to remember
this
the
is the second time today that I'm blanking on her name. Yes, the chitin lady. And Jeff just said it, but I talked over it.
Lil Nick Shariel.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Nick Shariel. Does it kind of bring us in the mind of someone like her, like a chitin? Hearing, like, not Dark Tapestry, but still an outsider, big emphasis on pain and shadows.
I mean,
does that sound similar to that?
It sounds like those are pieces that kind of fit together. There might be a little bit of a chitin thing going on here. Yeah. Or a Velstrak.
Because we have run into chitins. Yeah. It's interesting.
Also, speaking of... This is all quite nice. A little bit of housekeeping. Alwyn, you should have this, by the way.
And hands over the Extend Lesser Meta Magic Rod, which I've meant to for episodes.
This will help with the poison and things of that relative level and lower. It'll make them twice as long. The heist, everything else. Also, maybe we could give him some fruit in return.
And Alwyn will look at the rod and say, "Oh, thank you." And yes, this turns back to Peter. This food you're growing, I'm sure, is very nice, but well, I'm going to give you these, and he's going to draw, I think he has like 5 or 6 that he can do that don't do any healing. I've used up all my ones that do healing today already, but I have ones that act as the equivalent of a day's worth of nutrition fruits from his belt, and they do like rot after a day, so it's not like he can save them for a week, unfortunately, but I'm going to give him the rest of the fruit off of my belt, like just like, here.
But are you not going to tell him that it feeds him a whole day, like in the Mean Girls movie with the bars with Regina George?
And then he comes back into his room and he's just screaming and ripping posters off the wall, and then he writes horrible things in that book. I really like that movie.
Sorry.
I would like to sidle in beside
yeah, but he
Alwyn
will hand him.
and just also slip like 6 goo tubes in there. And by 6, I mean like 30.
Just in with the fruit.
Yeah, just... There you go.
That's an embarrassment of riches.
Truly
why
an
don't you
embarrassment.
roll me a diplomacy check while handing over this valley-grown food that is probably poisoned by the butchers or something.
Can I aid?
And a contested sleight of hand on those goo tubes, because we don't want to let
gonna say
those
a stealth.
go.
Natural 1 on a skill check is not an automatic failure, is it?
It's not, no.
Okay, good. So my ridiculous diplomacy might actually make this be worth something. So that is a 14.
That is pretty ridiculous with a natural 1. But I think Peter is like looking over these fruits that Alwyn has, and he goes, kind of squints at them, and he goes, that's not of the earth. That's not going to stick around. This is the good stuff. This is the good stuff. And he'll like pat the ground in his raised bed next to him, and then start like walking over to another one, and he'll like pull a carrot up out of the ground, and he'll say, "You eat this for a whole day. Your eyes, they'll be sharper than you could believe." And then
The carrot is like actively trying to get away from him.
he'll head down to like another bed and like point to the mushrooms, and he says, "And this stuff, the butchers, it smells just like them. You eat one of these, they can't even see you. You become invisible to them. At least the ones who go by their nose." And then he'll like head over to the peppers and say, "Now these, well, you have to be careful, but as long as you can take a little bit of spice, they'll make you faster. They'll make you faster than, at least for a little while. And the butchers hate them. They can't handle the spice." And then he'll come back around, like go up to the apple tree where he already pulled off an apple and gave to Kira, and said, "And these are very special. They can protect you. They can protect you from the poison." The poison that those machines and those butchers have put into the air. Now, mechanically speaking, what Peter is saying
Yeah, I was going to say,
is that the
you
apples...
roll like a nature on that to see if he's telling the truth, because that sounds...
Well, you could do a sense motive. You already kind of didn't roll high enough on nature to know if these things have any effect.
Oh, yeah. And sorry, I interrupted you explaining mechanically what they do.
Yeah, mechanically, eating one of those apples, provided it is ripe and not spoiled, will grant you a +4 on all saving throws related to radiation effects for 24 hours. A carrot, also provided it's not spoiled, will provide you with a +4 bonus to perception checks for 24 hours. A mushroom makes you smell weirdly like the butchers, which gives you a +4 bonus on stealth checks in some places where the butchers might otherwise detect you. And then the peppers, which are very, very hot, can grant you a +2 bonus on initiative checks and reflex saves for 1 hour after eating them.
You stumbled upon a
What
farmer's
kind of
market.
bonus is that, the initiative one? 'Cause I
vegetal.
think I have...
Those are all untyped bonuses.
Okay.
So they're just,
Cool.
just good stuff bonuses.
Yeah, can we just like watership down this place?
Yeah.
Murder all the rabbits? Spoiler alerts.
No, eat all. We're the rabbits.
Eat all the food. Yeah.
We eat all the food.
All I know is
I think
about
the butchers
dying
are like
rabbits.
slow. Anyway, spoilers.
It's very different from down Periscope, which is where my head went. I'm like, I'm not crossing, like figuring out how the vegetables fit into down Periscope.
I was on that submarine one time as a Girl Scout.
The down Periscope
The
submarine?
one from down Periscope?
Mhm, yeah, it's docked, or it was docked in San Francisco.
Okay, cancel the rest of the pod. We're talking about this.
Yeah, it was great. Good time. We'll come back to it.
I didn't realize they had a real submarine
Yeah.
for that. Nice.
I think
I was gonna
Alwyn. Oh, sorry. But hearing all of this stuff about all of these fruits and vegetables, we'll say. Is that all they do? There any sort of anything that happens after to maybe make up for all these amazing things they do? Like, do you get sick the next day or anything?
Oh, no, of course not. These are vegetables. These are fruit of the earth. They will never betray you. They are... The land may be sick, but they are part of making it all better. They would never make you sick. Never, never, never. Unless you have some kind of allergy. Or you eat a spoiled one. But other than that.
Well,
They're real sense motive on they never make you sick.
no, I just watch me. I will eat one of those carrots.
And Abrixby will say, "May I?"
Go for it. Help yourself.
He will do his best. Fortunately, Bugs Bunny is still not public domain, so he'll do his best steamboat rabbit with it, and yeah, he eats it all.
Why don't you bounce me a D100?
Well, there's our test.
Yeah.
6.
A total of 6?
A total of 6.
Why don't you make
Is that how many eyes I grow?
Why don't you make me a fortitude save? As this carrot doesn't taste the best.
Oh no!
Oh no, it was spoiled.
Oh no!
He said don't eat the spoiled ones.
He did tell you not to eat the spoiled ones.
It's a 19.
All right, so you're fine.
Oh, good.
It's just doesn't taste great. You don't feel like you have any bonuses. Your vision doesn't feel any sharper, but you're okay.
I passively slide it into a napkin on my hand and then put it in my pocket.
Starts burning a hole through the pocket.
Oh God!
Brixby's pocket
The
is
napkin
just
is smoking.
sizzling.
Well, I might have just grabbed a bit of a mushy one. You know, all those goo tubes have really thrown off my perception of texture. But yeah, no, we should maybe. Do you do like a CSA, perhaps, or?
He cocks his head and says, I have no need for money, but you had a carrot and you already have an apple. And the other two, each of you can take one of your choice, and then if you need something tomorrow, perhaps we can figure something out. Nature's bounty provides, even at this late season.
Don't eat the carrot. It was
So,
very gross.
Was the pepper that makes you faster, and what was the other one?
And the mushroom
Stinky mushroom.
that helps.
Oh, that makes you smell like the creatures. Yeah. Well, which does Tarazi want? I think Alan will just take whatever's left over. He doesn't really have a preference.
Yeah, I think... Well, what's Alwyn's stealth? Because you might benefit more from the +4 than
That's
Tarazi.
true, because, yeah. Let's see. I actually have a decent stealth. I have a +6.
Okay, well, mine's a +13, so you go for it.
Okay, yeah. I'll take it then, yeah. Especially because I already have like a +7 to initiative, so I'm good on Inish.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll hold on to that pepper just walk around holding it in one hand, waiting for initiative. No, gotta have a free hand, so yeah. I'll hold on to that pepper though.
I'll pop the mushroom in his mouth.
You're popping the mushroom in your mouth right now? Well, then
Yeah.
why don't you
He saw Brixby eat it, and Brixby told him he was fine. He believes him.
So
why don't
what
you
else is there?
bounce me a D100?
83.
All right, so the mushroom tastes weird and a little bit funky, but you do feel like your pores are kind of oozing some good weird alien goop for a while.
I don't know if Alwyn has pores. He doesn't have any hair on his body.
Well, goop's coming out of somewhere.
You didn't have
You're
pores before,
secreting.
but for the next 24 hours you do.
The next 24 hours, he has pores.
He's a porous guy.
Just a poor boy.
He needs no sympathy.
Well, thank you for the bounty.
Yes, of course, it's good to finally see some people around who are willing to stop and have a conversation with an old man and learn at least a little about this place. Not like those rude people. It's Yes, you're welcome to return anytime you'd like. I just ask that you don't enter my cave there back there. That's my home. It's it's my private space. It's all I have for myself here. So other than that, we're good. You want to camp out here? It's a nice place. You're free to do that. There's not a lot of safe places in the valley. In case you didn't know that yet.
Well, that's very kind of you. Do you have a name for this place?
It's just my farm. That's just my orchard, I suppose.
It's not like Bader's Pocket or anything. It's like a little... You could come up with
that's
something
not-
cute and maybe...
Yeah, the alliteration's not bad. I'll think on that one.
Right, well, that one's free, but hey... Anyway.
Do you have a bed we could take?
That's a good question.
I have a bedroll that's for me, like in my cave, where I would ask that you not go because it's mine for me.
Have you considered moving it outside? Oh, as part of the sleepover.
I would rather not do that. Personally.
Okay, we'll get that bed somehow. Don't you worry.
But look at all the fine beds out here, Kira. Gardening humor. Fair. Totally fair. All right, well, bye.
All right.
No.
Catch you on the flip side.
Yes. Peace out.
So,
He's gone.
He just went a little ways to the south.
Oh, very good.
It's very fast.
It's like when you're leaving somebody's house and they just go upstairs before you leave.
And you feel inclined to stay. I'm like, I want to go raid your kitchen.
Yeah.
You've left me with so much
He was
responsibility.
close to starting a Midwest goodbye and be like, oh, you can't leave without some of these vegetables, I just grew these myself here, eh?
So, shall we to the machine cave, perhaps?
I assume it's like 4? What time is it right now? Is it like late afternoon? Is it...
Yeah, I think it's fairly late in the afternoon at this point. I don't remember exactly what we established last episode, as it was a whole year ago. But yeah.
I remember it was like middle of the day when we met with the androids. And then you said it was like a couple hours for us to get here and we've jogged. So I'm just wondering, do we want to bed down and head out really early because we don't know if there's another place that we can stay? Or is that ridiculous and are we going to bed at 4 p.m.? So, like...
Yeah. I mean, he did mention that there's not very many safe places to sleep in this valley. Do we think it early enough that we could go get a peek at the cave and then come back here to rest, maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, you could come back. It is not a tiny place, so it's a few miles up to the cave.
If we get there and we
What
hate it.
time around has the sun been, like, setting?
Well, it is like the equivalent of October, so
'Cause it's getting into fall,
Getting to be
yeah.
fall.
So like
We
4:22.
don't, we don't have to worry about the return trip.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Zap, as it were.
So then maybe go check out this cave. Machine
Yeah.
cave.
Machine cave. Maybe we'll learn about the machine cave. Machine cave learning.
Let me just make sure you all have tokens on the machine cave map.
I'm excited for the new nicknames.
Yeah. I was just thinking that.
So the hike up across the valley, you basically have to cross the river actually to get to the machine cave, and it's 50 feet wide at its narrowest. So how are we crossing the rather slow but quite deep-looking river?
What's
We
Cock
cock
the
the
wagons
wheels
and float.
across.
Nice. We should get a sky medal for saying the same
Zeke
joke.
didn't make it.
I have a disc. We could do that thing with like the disc, but I am technically like, if there's like a goat and a cabbage, and I will eat
I
the
know this
cabbage
one.
or the goat.
You
if
gotta
I'm left
send the
on either
snake
side. So
With the rat.
If you send the rat and the snake will eat the rat.
I mean,
man,
Levi has a swim speed, I'm pretty sure, so that should simplify things pretty greatly. If
Yeah, I
Bricks
was gonna
takes
say
one person.
pythons can usually swim.
All right, sounds like it's easy enough. Because you're not level 1 adventurers anymore.
yeah, I could take Kira probably, and then Alwyn could ride on Levi. Is that?
Sure. 20-foot swim speed, yeah, so not fast, but it's only going to take a turn and a half.
Cool.
All right, so you head north across the valley, cross the unnamed section of river that runs through this place, then follow it along to the north and west, passing by dozens of these caves, just your standard embarrassment of caves over here as well. Then you come along to where there's the forest, or the valley turns back up to the north. Like there's a sub-valley offset off of the main valley, which is partially forested with more of those just twisted and stunted looking trees that, each of them looks a little bit like a Zangief. But they're probably just trees. It's probably not an army of alien tree monsters just chilling. It's probably fine. And it takes, the better part of an hour, so it is getting dark by the time you're actually up to the northern end of this sort of sub-valley, and you can see up ahead of you the cliff face. I will activate the map, and I will actually scroll to the right part of my PDF. Yeah, let's see. As you arrive at this approximate location that Peter has given you, you see the mouth of a dark cave that's 15 feet wide and 12 feet tall, with a number of closely spaced natural pillars on the right-hand side that kind of block it off. It's down here. So you kind of can't really see the entrance from the south side. You have to kind of go over to the other side and loop around. Gray-green lichen hugs the walls here, and there's the unmistakable odor of burned oil drifting out from within. So, like, even if you couldn't see the entrance, you can smell it. There are scuff marks in the rocky soil and grass suggesting traffic coming in and out of the place.
I'd like to look at those tracks and see, are they just humanoid tracks? Are they giant robot like the one that we're expecting survived that last encounter? I'm just going to take a little peekaroo.
All right, you want to give me a survival check?
Yeah, dress number, first roll of the night. That's a 27. And yeah, what are we looking at? How fresh? How clean?
It looks like there are lots of humanoid tracks of various ages. Someone's been coming and going. But there's also a multitude of, like, heavy drag marks from, like, something big being moved, like something big and inert being dragged into the cave.
Cast some spells like shield.
Alwyn, can I use the rod for a second? I know I just gave it to you.
Yes, of course. And he'll hand it back over.
That's
Thank
a
you.
re-gift.
And it's going right back after this one big stuff.
With a word and a motion. Brixby casts Ashen Path on everybody extended, so it's going to be 220 minutes divided by 5. So it's going to be 45 minutes each. Right? Did I do that right?
Sounds right to me. I'm not going to check.
44.
I'm confident.
44. 44, that's it. Yeah, there we go. 40. That'll be 44 minutes each. Boop.
And as soon as he hands it back, Alan, since we're dealing with machinery in this place, is going to cast Delay Poison Communal using it. Just in case you run into any radiation in here.
Very cool.
And that would do... I do not have memorized how long that extends it for yet. I have it in here.
It's 10 minutes per level, right?
10 minutes per level.
So it's gonna be 200
10
minutes.
Lesser...
Because you're
yeah.
at level 10 and it'll double
Level
it.
10, yeah. So 200 minutes divided by 5, so 40 minutes for each of us.
Very sick.
40 minutes for each of us. And then he will re-stow the rod. Actually, you know what? He's going to hang on to that in his hand just in case. He can drop it if he has to pull out a wand so he can still do somatic.
So, what's our new, marching order? We haven't really, are we still feeling it out? Or do we feel is it
Kira looks at Tarazi and then holds her hands up for a rock, paper, scissors. Or a rock,
Yeah.
parchment, sword. Which, I don't know, I guess is a
How are we
roll
going to
20.
do this?
Izzy don't actually care, but Kira would. So I will, I don't know, whoever gets higher on the roll 20.
Do a roll-off.
Yeah. On a d20, sorry.
We'll both roll a d20, or you do physical or foundry?
Oh, I just rolled my physical dice, so go for
That's
it.
fine. Yeah, good luck beating that 7.
Oh, I got a 1. No problem. Classic Dan. Kira will take her space in the back happily. That's fine. Have fun. Heh.
I think Tarazi wins at rock, parchment, chainsaw because Kira kind of always throws chainsaw.
Fair.
Tarazi's robust AC makes sense as a person, kind of who might get punched in the face, and he would dismount the goopier snake and be ready to walk forward with his shield in one hand and his bastard sword in the other. Before he does, though, knowing there's been all these tracks and things, he'd just do a quick perception at the entrance to make sure there's not any nasty traps. And that is a 28.
It doesn't seem to be any nasty traps.
All right.
Unnasty ones, though.
That's fair. I was pretty specific in my searching. I don't hold that against you. The fervent Tarazi then will slowly start to trudge forward.
I think we have to go this way. Right? We have to go like up.
If you sort of go around the rock that Tarazi's along, once you go around, you can see the entrance to the cave.
There.
Which obviously Tarazi knows, and the player behind Tarazi was like, this looks like an entrance to me. It's like an on-ramp. Oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
That doesn't look good.
I can't see.
I
can't scroll
recognize
fast
him.
Oh no. No.
Bam, you forgot we're not in episode 100.
So, the entry
Where's my mech?
the entry cave is a large space with stalactites depending from the ceiling 25 feet above. The rocky floor is irregular, requiring careful navigation, and a large pool of water hugs the back wall, the northwestern wall of the chamber. 3 natural columns of rock support the ceiling before this pool. The broad passage heads deeper into the caves to the southwest, where the sound of clanging metal and smell of burning oil comes from that direction. But I would suspect that what a lot of you reacted to when you came in here was a 10-foot tall, crab-like nightmare of a beast with a lamprey-like mouth and a bunch of just cold, lifeless eyes on each of its legs and drooping, soggy, blister-like sacks along its back. Stands here, inert, as if it's dead.
Oh, okay.
It's nice.
Okay.
Let's poke it
Well,
gently.
poking seems wise. Therese would also want Levi to get a good whiff of this thing, because with scent, he'd be able to follow or note if another one of these, perhaps a live version, would be within like 60 feet.
Alright, go for it.
Smell that thing. I'd like to roll a knowledge on that.
That would
Acknowledge that thing.
that would be a Dungeonero. Levi cannot smell any other horrible crab monsters in the area, just the one horrible crab monster. I know everyone is surprised to see horrible crab monsters.
That is a 29.
You see, in episode 100, I couldn't use the Pathfinder artwork for these things. But with a 29, Brixby, of course, recognizes that this is one of the noble Nathalgu. Also known as brain collectors, the alien Nathalgus hail from distant worlds, traveling the gulfs of space on immense living ships that swiftly decay when they land upon a new world, leaving behind a deadly cargo of hungry monsters. Nathalgus are carnivores, but they do not digest the humanoid brains they eat. Rather, these brains lodge in one of several bulbous blisters on the creature's back to help increase its intellect. Some speculate that Nathalgus encountered in this reality may merely be juveniles of their kind, perhaps exiled from their homeworld by greater kin until they can prove themselves and their worth on other worlds. These brain collectors may be morbid, though the brain collections themselves may be a morbid form of currency in their home realm, or the thoughts in these brains may merely be fuel for the dark apotheosis in some even more sinister form, in the future. But no future for this one, as it is dead. Now, with a 29, you can get just one question on the Nathalgu.
Does anybody need to know anything? Should we save it? There's no real reason to save it. We're going to fight these things. It's pretty obvious. Yeah. Well, we know it takes brains. So are we interested in special defenses? Special attacks?
Defenses, maybe.
Yeah.
I like defenses. It's embarrassing to hit it with a thing that doesn't work.
Let's do that. Let's talk about defenses, Sam. Special defenses.
All right. They do have damage reduction and spell resistance. They're also immune to confusion effects.
It's useful. That is actually all useful. All right, cool. Well, dang. That was like an okay roll. That was a 15 off the die, too. Those are some big bad boys.
Oh, that will get me one too? Okay. Then I will say that Alwyn, with a 16 on the die, one number higher, got a 24 Dark Tapestry lore. So I think he's going to look at this thing, quickly flip through his little book that he has, and then he is going to ask special attacks.
Special attacks for the Nithalgu. Well, they have a rend when they strike with their 2 claws. They have a special ability to remove your brain if you've been dead for less than 1 minute, or if you're helpless, any helpless opponent or dead for less than 1 minute opponent, they can remove their brain with a coup de grace and stuff it on their back. They also have poison attached to some of their attacks, their bites specifically. And that's about it for special attacks. They have spell-like abilities, but you didn't ask spell-like abilities.
That's different, yeah. Yeah, so he will share that. He'll say, Brixby is right. This is a Nethal Ghoul. If they make you helpless or unconscious, or even if they kill you, if they're fast enough, they can take your brain out and put it in those holes on top of them, and it makes them stronger. And they also have a very dangerous poison.
Well, it's good that you cast that on us earlier then, Alwyn. We can't necessarily damage it straightforward. It's got some way to circumvent damage. It also, for us, has a resistance to our magics. So this will be a formidable enemy, but also a good reminder that the occupant or occupants of this cave never laid this thing low. So even scarier.
Hopefully this was the only one we encountered. It would be unfortunate if this were to be a whole valley of the brain collectors.
Title card.
Looks at the screen.
So while you're inspecting the body of this horrible crab monster, doesn't everybody give me perception checks, just checking out this room and the dear friend that somebody propped up for you.
3 for a 22.
4 for a 23.
10 for an 8.
Natural 1 for a 19. Don't worry, Levi did much better. A 3 for an 8.
Well,
Yikes.
you can
We're trying to take a trophy. That's what we're all doing right now.
you can
I got a dice jail for Christmas.
nice a big one.
Both of those dice just went in there. It needs to be large, but that's okay.
Well, you can tell that it looks like this thing took considerable, cold-based damage from whatever killed it. Also, whatever killed it kind of did a fairly skilled, if crude job of putting it back together, basically, after they propped it up here as a kind of scarecrow, apparently, as it's visible from the outside of the cave. But I guess that's about all you see with those delightful rolls. Very, very good rolls. You didn't miss anything. Don't worry about it.
Very good.
It seems like a perfect place to sleep for the night.
Yeah.
Super safe.
So it looks like the only way to proceed is what? Southwest?
Yeah, the only thing you see from here is a wide cave leading to the southwest.
Okay.
Oh no, I guess we can fit around this side of it too, can't we?
Disc here.
Wait, why am I in front?
Alwyn goes in front. Don't you know that that's how it works?
Birdie tank with his 88 max HP.
I feel like that's still better
You
than
have more
bricks,
HP
isn't it?
than I
Yeah.
do. 78.
Oh, am I higher than bricks? I did not know I was higher than bricks.
Yes, I don't think I have any. Yeah, I don't have any contact.
Oh wait, no, I said the wrong number. I'm looking at my thing, which has an 88 on it, which I assumed was my health, but it is not. My health is 69.
Oh,
Nice.
But
This is a very.
what is your 88? Your charisma?
I don't know what that is. There's a random 88 on my token, but it's like a number I can change.
Nice.
Oh, this-
So
There, I just made it my actual health.
looks like there's some liquid.
Yeah. How thick is it? We need to do a thickness check. What's the viscosity?
You're gonna have to taste it for that.
That's
How would you
that is
possibly have
called
to
a
taste it?
finesse test. From what I understand, to determine the viscosity.
Now, is that-
of something.
Is that like a waterfall right here?
That is Paizo doing a super great job of hiding a underwater tunnel that
Underground
goes from
lake.
the pool in the other room to this room, which is also a super useless tunnel. You can swim from where you just were under the ground into the pool where you are now instead of walking a shorter distance to the same place.
Yeah, but I didn't get
I mean, I could
nightmares going this way. That way is like
Yeah.
triggering a primal fear for me. So
I can see that being good for like stealth or something.
Yeah. But as you
yeah,
come into this southern part of the cavern, a large pool of murky water occupies the center of the room. The muddy shores of it are surrounded by a hopeless tangle of metal, tubes, gears, and mechanical junk and debris. A broad passage exits the chamber to the west. Its surface is worked smooth and plated with gray metal. The long-dead body of a woman lies near the southern wall, partially buried in rubble. While you enter this room, one thing of note, or perhaps three things of note, are these little, they're just little floaty robot-y dudes with spinning blades, long needles, and crystal-tipped rods studding their surface, hovering metallic spheres with like one big eye on them, and they do spring to life and move to attack immediately upon all of you coming in here, because it's time to roll for initiative.
nice.
Should have eaten the pepper.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a 2 for an 8.
Nice. Alwyn, tied for the same amount north.
Alwyn rolled an 18 for a 25.
Unrelenting Alwyn, once again with a good initiative. How about the soft-spoken Brixby?
I rolled an 8. Yes, I rolled an 8, and Brixby got a 17.
All right, and Tarazi and Levi.
Yeah. Another one for the jail. That was a 4 for a 7.
Should have eaten that pepper. Then again, you don't know if things would have gone poorly had you
Might
eaten
have
the
poisoned
pepper.
you.
There's always a chance.
True.
So, Unrelenting Alwyn is up first.
Okay. I guess first off would be engineering check on these little robot guys.
That is the correct thing to run.
6 or 9. That is a 6. So that is a 15.
You don't know what these things are.
Okay. In that case, he's just going to start breaking them. What spells do I have? Oh, right. I can cast this stuff on robots because I'm weird. He is going to cast... you know what? On the one that is directly in... Actually, can I... Do I have line of sight on the one that is directly in front of the party from where I'm standing with the snake and everybody in front of me?
I guess it's pretty obstructed, but I'm guessing you don't need that because it's not a 2-hit.
Yeah, I don't need line of effect. I just need line of sight.
Yeah, I think you can probably see it over the goopy snake. It doesn't take up that whole thing as a big box. Brixby's not the tallest gentleman.
Hey,
Awesome. Then it needs to make me a will save.
That would be, you're talking about the jolly one?
Is this Jolly? I just see question marks on him.
Yes. That is an 8.
The one directly in front of Tarazi.
That's an 18 on the will save.
That is a fail. He has been hit with sensory overload. You overload a target creature's senses, making it difficult to target to concentrate. For the duration of the effect, the target must succeed a will save at the same DC as the original effect to perform any standard or full round action. On a failure, the creature loses the action that triggered the saving throw. So basically, anytime he wants to make a standard action or more, he has to make that roll again now for the next 10 rounds.
That's very, very mean. They don't even make a good icon for that, so I'm going to give it the bad back icon.
Oof, ouch.
Are you going anywhere?
I think for right now... Actually, you know what? He is going to go 10 feet to his right, just to kind of be almost within touch distance of 3 different party members in case I need to start healing.
Nice fireball range. That's good. Alright, then that will take us to the Jolly One. It's going to roll a will save to try to do something, because that's what it do. I'm guessing a 11 does not succeed. So it is going to just take a little 5-foot floaty-do back. Because...
Yeah, 11 does not succeed. It's the 19 again.
I don't like that. It's not feeling quite so jolly with its bad back. Now for the soft-spoken Brixby.
The soft-spoken Brixby is going to float 10 feet to the north. And, oh yeah, I can see their names on this tab. Oh wait, I'm in a target. Target locked. Look at that. Can you see that target?
The purple dot? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like a little, like... It's the... It makes a little, like, thing on me.
Yeah, it looks like your cursor, but just stuck on him.
Oh, yeah. For me, it's like 4 triangles, kind of. Yeah, making the little...
Oh, yeah. The rest of us see a purple dot like your cursor, but just, like, stuck on top of him.
So that's nice. That's an easy way to, like, disambiguate here. All right, and he's going to shoot off his second to last Scorching Ray. We've had a couple battles today. First off, does this thing have spell resistance?
No spell resistance.
All right, I'll roll a knowledge engineering on it after I've attacked it, assuming that is what its knowledge is. So that is going to be against my flat-footed target's touch AC. A 24, a 13, and a 16.
Yeah, flat-footed touch. Those are 3 hits.
Alrighty.
This is going to be a lot of damage, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Do you want the sneak attack and the fire separately?
Yes.
Okay. So, fire first. Then sneak attack. So that's 33 points of fire and 51 points of sneak attack.
Okay, so
Nice.
it seems like not all of the physical damage goes through. Wait a second. You said 33 points of fire and 51 points of...
Sneak attack,
Man, you're making me do so much math. All right. So it seems like there was like a shimmering field around this thing, and that field is now gone, for the tough one at least.
Does it look hurt at all?
A little bit. It seems like once you got through the shimmering field, it was a little bit harder to get through like the metal hide. If that makes any sense.
All right, and can I roll a knowledge on this bad boy?
This would be an engineero.
Alrighty. That is a 40.
Wow. Yeah, 40 will tell you that this is a torturer robot. Now, torturer robots are nicknamed murder balls by enemies of the Technic League. They seem to have been built to extract information from prisoners. Murder balls administer pain in a detached fashion, repeating questions over and over, while their heuristic programming analyzes the truth and completes responses. Their job demands detailed knowledge of human anatomy and humanoid anatomy, and a capacity to revive a dying patient, leading to some to serve double duty as morbid field medics and surgeons. Now, with a 40, you get a total of 3 questions on this dog.
This dog. All right. Or this, comma, dog, which is appropriate vernacular. Again, I leave it up to the table. Is there anything that anybody specifically wants to know, needs to know? Because otherwise I was going to probably start off with what attacks and defenses, and then see if there's something in defenses that we might want to ask about further.
Probably languages.
Yes, that's it.
Ecology. Since he said not all the
Favorite
physical
color.
damage looked like it went through, I figured we could ask about the DR, but you're right, with that force fieldy thing, defenses is
Yeah.
probably a great place to start.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm assuming the physical thing is probably just the hardness that robots all have, so I'm more interested in that word force field.
we don't know, but we will. Okay, so if we could know special attacks, special defenses, and then we're going to hold one question for the answers there.
All right, well, special defenses. It has all-around vision, because it's a ball. It has hardness, your standard construct traits, and then in addition, it does have a force field around it that is the first thing to take damage, and that has fast healing, so if it's not depleted in a turn, it will heal on the robot's turn. But once it's gone for 24 hours. As far as special attacks,
So it's like the Starfinder force field.
yeah, it's a lot like Starfighter force fields. One might say one was based on the other. As far as special attacks go, I mean, you can see that it's got these blades and lasers on it. It is an agile little thing, so it can add its dexterity modifier to damage rolls instead of strength when using its rotating blades. That's nice. Let's see, it also can interrogate you as a standard action, which is attempting a heal check to deal 1d4 points of damage to an ability score of its choice. Then you have to make a fortitude save because it's so mean to you. And also, it has an ability called Nanosurgeon, which, as a standard action, it can inject nanites into you, which can help or harm you depending on what the robot wants to do.
Alright. So, gang, then that would leave, it doesn't look like there's a DR, so I would almost say my top 2 after that would be either like way out there, it's only relevant every once in a while, weakness, although we have seen some consistent kind of weaknesses with certain robots and constructs that we could remember all the way back to Under the Hill or Lowest Save, pretty much explicitly for Alwyn, because that's one of my favorite questions too. So anybody feel strongly about either?
Fine with either or.
It sounded like Sam may have rolled some of the special abilities into special attacks already, or otherwise I would say to ask that, so have fun.
Alright, let's risk it. Is there a weakness on this bad boy?
It is vulnerable to critical hits, which can, when critically hit, a robot can malfunction and has to make a fortitude save, or it's staggered. And it also has a vulnerability to electricity, where electrical damage counts for 50% more.
Oh, tight. Okay, yeah, that was worth the question. Excellent. So yeah,
I mean, they're vulnerable to a well-placed hit and electricity, Alwyn.
and that's my turn.
All right. Well, that takes us to the agitated torturer robot. And I think the agitated torturer robot is going to, like, sort of fly up in the air over the water. So it's nice and safe up high. And it's just like a little 5-foot fly. So it's only, like, 10 feet up in the air. You could still theoretically reach it for now. And then it's going to shoot some lasers. It's going to shoot, let's call it 2 lasers at Kira and 2 lasers at Tarazi. So these are going to be touch attacks. How is a 33 versus flat-footed touch for Kira?
Oh, it's so good. So good.
Oh, you're just going to get a little bit lasered. Just a little bit lasered. That is 5 fire damage.
Question. That is not relevant, but I'm curious. Flat-footed touch, is that... Which one is that? Flat-footed or touch? A 33 beats both of mine. But
It's both. Basically, whatever you subtract for flat-footed and whatever you subtract for touch, you subtract them both.
Huh. Well, yes,
So you
that
get
was
almost
good.
no
5
bonuses with that.
fireds.
And then 24 versus flat-footed touch. The second one,
Also pretty good.
4 more fire.
I'll live forever.
They're just little guys.
The last time I said that, you took out 120 of my points in one hit, so...
Well, these are just
Still
little
upset
guys.
about that one.
How about 28 versus flat-footed touch for Tarazi?
Yes, sir.
That is only 3 fire damage.
All right.
And follow that up with a 23 versus flat-footed touch.
Yeah.
3 more fire damage. So they're just little guys. I can't emphasize enough how little they are. Nice. Now, the injured one that Brixby shot with some fire, it's tough, you know? And as a tough torturer robot, it's going to charge at the rat that just lasered it. It's going to come after you with a rotating blade. So it flies just in a beeline towards Brixby.
How high off the ground is it?
It's about 5 feet off the ground.
Okay. I ask because with combat reflexes that my snake with reach has, even flat-footed, he could attack if you pass through a threatened square.
But I think it was far enough away unless you got 15 feet reach.
No. He could have taken a more southern route, but that's fine.
He had a straight line to Brixbo. This was a chargey do. That is a natural Twanzoni in the parlance
Darn.
of another podcast. That is to confirm.
Hold on.
Yeah?
I'm casting an instantaneous spell.
Okay.
Wait, I am casting Windy Escape from Furcus's book.
Nice.
Responding to an attack by becoming briefly vaporous and insubstantial, allowing the attack to pass harmlessly through me. I have DR10 magic, and I am immune to sneak attacks or critical hit effects.
Okay, so I don't have to roll to confirm. It's just a regular hit then.
Mm-hmm.
And you have DR10 magic. This is not magic.
Yeah, so DR10.
This is very sad. It does not do any damage to you. And you can see that it's sad, and its little eye kind of does a little frowny shape.
I'd like to think that it's a little gross because he killed me, but like the way that spell works, because I got it from him, you kind of look like his weird smoky ghost for a second.
Oh no.
Thanks, Furk, you jerk.
Brixby Shoud.
Oh yeah.
All right.
What a tower.
That'll bring up Kira.
All right, it's my turn. I was going to circle around the lake, but now I also have a direct path. And hey, why not? I'm 10 feet away. I'm going to go ahead and charge this guy back. Can I wait? I have to move at least 10 feet, right?
No,
I'm
you-
just going to move up 1 square.
Yeah.
Never mind. Okay, so I'm going to take
You
a
can
5-foot
full
step and full attack instead. That's what I wanted to say.
No, charging was better for me.
No. Okay, I'm gonna try the thing that Zach and Jeff do and just roll 3d20s. No, I can't do that math in my head. We gotta do it one at a time. I'm sorry, team. Oh, first roll is a 3, so that's not good. 21 hit.
21 does not hit.
Okay, I need better than a 3. Well, that's a 9. This is not going well. 24. There's a 24 hit.
24 does not hit.
This is not great. All right. How about I'm going to roll this last one in here. Oh, I have 2 more. That's right. I forgot. All right. That's a 16. And then this last roll. 20 plus 5. I'm going to be so sad if I waited this whole time for a turn, and that's an 8. 4 hits and none of them work. So that's it. That's my turn. I'm putting this die in my shame chair.
It's just juking and jiving, you know. It's impossible to
Yeah,
hit
you
these
just
things.
missed
They're
2,
just
my
so
guy.
great.
So you and I
It
over
only
here
had
will
one
stand here
attack.
in our shame corner. That was at the spider and not you, Sam. I would never yell at you like that. That's awful.
I'm always in my shame corner.
Oh.
And that'll bring us to Tarazi and his big snake buddy.
Tarazi, hearing, well, he's faced enough robots to know hardness is annoying. Good thing his heavy shield is made of adamantine. So you're about to get a full round shield bash attack, and it's going to be cool. Taking a 5-foot step, 3 shield basharoos coming at this construct. We'll try with power attack still on, because one of the favorite enemies, you'd be astonished, is constructs.
That's weird that you
So
would
that-
choose that.
So that kind of offsets the power attack a bit. Again, with my comical rolls, the best one was on the last one, but knowing that none of them hit for Kira, my best of a 22, because I rolled single digits for my first 2 also, that's a fail. So Levi will then take a 5-foot step and, just kind of peeking his goopy head around Tarazi, do a full attack of his own with his reach. And his second attack might actually do it. That's a 27.
27 will hit.
Yay!
The not particularly jolly robot.
Unfortunately, his snake teeth are not adamantine.
That's okay. You've got a force field to deal with.
Yeah, so that's 17 points of bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing, and then the free grab attempt.
Uh-oh.
Does a 39 grab this robot?
Sure does.
Yeah. Then I believe you take constrict immediately because I have the grab property.
Nice.
I don't like this. You're being very mean.
I rolled minimum constrict damage, so only 10.
All right. Still a big chunk. That's a good turn for the big snake.
It's about time. I finally got to grab something.
Giant snake, tiny robot ball. All right, unrelenting Alloin, you're back up for round 2.
Okay, so we got this one over here that's actively attempting to murder Brixby. Spell I want to use wouldn't be a good spell on that one, but I also don't want my rat buddy to die, so I'm gonna pick a different spell instead and try something else. Let's see. Oh, I can cast this 6 times now. Love being level 11. How about the one that attacked Zach make me a will save?
It doesn't want to. It told me. That is a natural 20. Blackwing D20.
It doesn't have a negative to its will, does it?
It's got a positive modifier.
Okay. Alright, then it is perfectly fine. It is not trapped in a mind maze.
Thanks, Pencil subscription.
And that will be Alwyn's turn. He's not going to move because he's within touching distance of everybody who's currently fighting right now other than Tarazi.
Alright, well that will bring us to the jolly grapple sensory overloaded torturer robot. It's going to make a will save to try to act this turn. No, that's a 13.
That is a fail.
So
It can take a move action, but it cannot take a standard or a full.
it's going to just take a move action to just make really obscene gestures at everybody. It's
Wow.
It's really a lot.
Using what? All its limbs are blades.
Yeah, all the saws. The saws have special configurations that just are
Flippin'
inappropriate.
blades. Ah.
That brings us to the soft-spoken Brixby.
Soft-spoken Brixby.
Soft-spoken
is gonna
smoking Brixby.
Soft-smoking Brixby. Now, he's a hard-smoking man, and that's really appropriate because he's going to do a 5-foot step to the southeast, a standard action rummage around in his bag and pull out the ever-smoking bottle and uncap it with a move action. Which means that there's a 50-foot radius of smoke. But all of my friends can see.
It's not very nice at all.
Yeah, this is a cool item.
Is that an Ashen Path thing?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's not the right size
Yep,
of
we can all see,
ball.
but the robots can't.
Cool. I love being able to see what robots can. One of my top 10 hobbies.
That's approximately a 50-foot circle.
And then 10 feet out per round until it hits 100. Yeah, this thing is
That's absurd.
absolutely nuts. So that's it. Yeah, that is a move, standard, and 5-foot step. So smoke him if you got him.
That's really, really mean to these things. Alright, well, that brings us to the agitated torture robot who was planning on being far away from everybody and not having to engage in physical combat, but now it has to fly towards everyone instead. So, let's see, how does this work? It knows approximately where all of you are. So I guess it's got to go at half speed because it can't see. Well, it can still get to the shore. So I guess if Levi wants to, he can take an AOO on the way in. Because Levi can see it.
Yeah, I think he would. Because he's grappling this creature in his mouth, though, he'd probably have to release the robot to bite it.
That's true.
Does grab give you? Doesn't grab give you like the? You can hold something at like -10. Am I like totally making this up?
No, you're totally right. I could. It's a -20 to not gain the
Ooh,
grapple
it's a 20.
condition. So
Okay,
he
yeah.
decided not to do that.
That's what it is.
But realizing that this robot is making obscene gestures and is from within the snake mouth, Levi is kind of disgusted and would drop it and try and take a bite out of the other one. Only a 22, so bummer.
22 will not hit, and it's gonna try to just give you a little stabby do with it, one of its rotating blades. So first, the 2 hit is gonna be a 26.
That's a miss.
Is it? It's going
Yeah.
for the snake in front of it, not the snakeman.
Which, the large snake?
Yeah, not the snakeman.
Yeah, it's still a miss.
Oh my god.
Yeah, my even grappled,
Is
that
it?
would have missed my tanky snake.
Oh my god. Things are tough for the robots.
This large snake is wearing barding, a +1 chain shirt around this goopiness. So
Adorable.
That's very mean. Well, the tough torture robot, tough as it is going toe to toe with Kira, and it thinks it's got the advantage, even though it can't see her anymore. So let's see. We'll go with a full attack. 4 rotating blades coming your way.
Yeah, coming back at you, buddy. Sorry.
First one is a 29.
I mean, yeah, okay.
Blur.
Blur.
Yeah,
Oh,
blur
wait,
and
no.
concealment,
I'm not
right?
raging
I guess
yet.
I don't really stop. Well, but it's still
But
blur.
concealment.
But there is
Yeah,
there is some
concealment's
sort of
still-
fog.
All right,
It's a 20%.
62 on the concealment.
It's pretty good.
So that's 7 rotating blade damage.
Okay.
Number 2 is a critical threat. Say 24 to confirm. 77 on the blur, or smoke rather.
Well, I don't think I like this guy at all.
He's nice. That is 19 damage on the crit. Attack number 3 is just going to be a dirty 30.
Uh-huh.
41 on that blur. Smoke. It's not blur, but that's replaced concealment in my head for some reason.
Fair.
Same.
9 damage. And the last one is a 26 to hit.
It's going to be so embarrassing when I do the same thing back at this guy.
Much harder. 52
Much
on the
harder.
concealment, and 10 damage. It gave you the best it had.
Yeah, you just
Sadly,
wait. Tough one.
you're not unconscious yet.
No.
I think you should probably just pretend to be and skip your turn, which is now.
That's okay. Great. No, I'm going to full attack it. Slightly bothered, but otherwise unharmed. I mean, mostly otherwise unharmed. Let's try with a new d20 and see what happens. That's a 7, which is terrible. But hang on, I'm raging now. So 28. 28
28
work?
hits.
28 hits. Great. And that is... Totally forgot. 3d6 stuff. Plus 13, 5, 35. 35 points of chainsaw damage.
Alright, doesn't seem to all go through, but still a good chunk.
It's fine. You got 3 more of these. It's a 17 plus 18, which is also 35.
That'll hit.
And we're going to roll this in here so I don't have to do the math. $34 points of blade chainsaw damage. Roll 1d20. 13. So close. That's just an 18, which I think misses.
Yeah, that'll miss.
D20 plus 8. Better. 23, which I think also misses.
Yeah, 23 doesn't do it on these guys.
Alright, that's fine. I'll take a 2 out of 3. 2 out of 4. 2 out of 4? Yeah.
2 out of 4 ain't bad.
Yeah, we'll take it. That's my turn.
All right. Fervent Tarazi, and for some reason, adjectiveless Levi.
Fervent Tarazi is going to take power attack off because I'm rolling for him, and these things are tougher. So here comes some shield bashing at the... We'll go with the southern one, the one that he was previously offwardly facing with. I got 1 out of 3 again. Actually, I didn't even hit last time, so 29 does hit.
Yep.
Ooh, max on the D8. It's 16. It's adamantine if it gets through the force field or not.
Yeah, that does finish off the force field.
Huzzah! And then Levi's going to try and help finish off this one if possible. Yes, on the first one, that was a 35 to hit.
That will indeed hit.
Sorry, 32. Math is hard.
That still hits. But there's a -10 penalty for saying it wrong. That's the new rule that we have.
Oh, nope. That's a lie. Max 19 on the bite, and here comes the free attempt to grab. Nat 20 on the grab, figures. I do have those on my dice, though. I thought they all fell away at the new year. So it's a 40 to grab.
It is super grabbed.
But still alive.
Got that constrict damage,
Oh, yep.
but it might not get through the
I remember that.
hardness.
That's true. Oh, minimum again, 10.
All right, doesn't seem like you can squeeze that ball hard enough to... Well, while everyone's hanging out in this cave with their murder ball buddies, the dogs, as we call them, I think I'm going to bed.
Good night,
Sam.
jolly
Moms.
torturer Sam.
Good night, Sam.
Night, Sam.
Good night, murder robots.
Ladies and gentlemen, murder ball.
Okay.
Against the machine. Against the machine.
Pot Against the Machine is property of Network Against the Machine LLC, all rights reserved. Pathfinder and the Iron Gods Adventure Path are property of Paizo Publishing. See their website for more details. Theme Against the Machine was written and performed by our own Zach. See the show notes for additional music and sound licensing. If you enjoyed the show, we encourage you to
I got these really great liquid core glitter dice from my girlfriend for Christmas, and they have rolled me a 1 and a 2 so far. So now I have to break up.
That is the rule.
You heard it here first.
I know. She's going to be shocked.
So Kira,
Especially you won't know till the episode goes live in 2 weeks.
you're the
Yeah,
furthest
it's gonna
north,
be
and
real
you just
awkward.
rolled a good initiative.
Man, I just kind of froze in Skype. Am I frozen for everyone
Yeah.
else?
You are.
Yeah, you're frozen
Really
like
good
in
face.
the. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there because
wow.
I can.
That's quite a freeze.
I got it.
It's a nice. Someone wants to screenshot that for later.
I
That would be
screenshot
pretty-
it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Let's try this and see if this helps. Nope.
Yes. This is a great development.
I'm gonna try. What happens if I like put us into together mode? Do I keep this face on a tropical sunset? Is what I need to know.
Yes.
All right, we have to stop the podcast.
I know
get
this
that one
guy
too
at
now.
meetings.
Great.
I've been in meetings with that guy.
Oh man. I'm so
Put
sorry.
up a
This is
second
so
paint
funny.
window.
Never apologize.
apologize because I didn't save the other one yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this one too.
God. Okay. I should probably leave the call and come back. One moment here. I'm gonna join the call. Hopefully.
I hope it's the same.
This is so... is it just like burned in? Okay. Come on, little buddy. Am I just gonna have to? There we go. Disconnect my buddy and then turn it back on. There we go. I don't know why that just froze. Whew.